Shabbat Shalom. Usually that's my cue. But you all brought the Shabbat energy right away. I am rabbinic intern Josh Shapiro here at Temple Akiba in Culver City. And we have our wonderful choir here tonight to lead us in our music as we journey together in prayer. There are very few things that are consistent in this world. The fact that Shabbat comes at the end of the week is one of those things that is consistent. No matter what has happened over the week, we know that we get to return once more to this holy time, this special time to reconnect and prepare ourselves for another week. These are challenging times. They're times that every day seem a little bit more isolating. And so the strength to make the attention on the Shabbat to come together as a community brings an extra bright light to our Shabbat. We welcome this time together with Hine Matov on page 10. How good and how pleasant it is that siblings dwell together on this Shabbat. And I'd like to invite up Carol to light our candles. And Shirley, could you come on up to light our candles? Carol, you've got our kiddush.
I'm doing the kiddush.
Shirley and Jerry. Yeah.
This is great because I don't.
Our candle blessing is found on page 2.
No idea. Oh, you do. Oh, okay. What is the other? No, it's okay. I'm doing the kiddush. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reish. The wrong one?
Yeah, jump to your part.
So I'm following this lady. I don't know the candle blessing. You know the candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam,
asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Okay. Pardon us, please. We didn't rehearse. No. Okay. Ready? Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tekilah, למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי באנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מן כל העמים, ושבת קדשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen. You want some? No, thanks. Anyway, this is great. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm coming to get you. Thank you.
With our candles lit and our day blessed, we now welcome in our Sabbath bride to welcome in the presence of our Holy Shabbat with L'Hadodi on page 20.
L'Hadodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabala. L'Hadodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabala. L'Hadodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabala. B'nei Shabbat nekabala, shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litilah. Shabbat nekabala. face the entrance. Oh, Eve Shalom Ateret Chala, Gam B'Simcha U'V'Tzola, Toch Emunei Am Segula, Boi Chala, Boi Chala, Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela.
With daylight savings having occurred, Shabbat started a lot earlier. This night, as you're all aware of the rich darkness that comes so early in the afternoon. Question is, does that change how much Shabbat we get? At this time when our world feels dark, for our clocks to now make the darkness so present, do we get our whole time of Shabbat? I don't think our answer is in nature this time. I asked our religious school students last Sunday when they think the daytime starts, 12:01, 12 o'clock on the dot. They couldn't agree on that one. Sunrise, sunset. But the beauty of Shabbat is we get to decide how long we keep it. We can keep it until we're ready to say goodbye and see you later. And so now that we have Shabbat with us, we have time to make the most of it. We continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, found on page 26.
Yitkadash v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamad yivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei
B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaydecho Beit Yisrael Ba'gala
u'vizman kariv b'imuru.
Amen.
Yehei
Shmei Rabbah mevorach Ve'olam me'omaya Yitbarach
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha b'rechu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata Daminam be'alma.
v'imuru.
Amen. We continue with our Baruch Hu on the following page. Please rise.
Lie, 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 lie.
We remain standing for the Shema as we join together with these words. We, the Jewish people, are one, just as God is one. The words of Shema are on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai.
Please be seated. As we offer our Ve'ahavta, our prayer of love, let us think and focus on the acts of love in our prayer. Let us put our mezuzot on our doorpost as an act of great love. Let us continue to impart teachings upon our children and on the next generation with love. Let us wake and go to bed in love. Ve'ahavta is on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha ve'kol levavcha uve'kol nafsheka uve'kol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anoki metzaveka hayom alevaveka Veshinantam levaneka, vedibartam bam, sheshitevka beveteka, uvlekata vaderek, uvshakbeka, uvakumeka, ukshartom leot al yadeka, vehayu latofetot beneneka, Uktaftam almuzutzot beteka uvishareka leman tiskeru ve'atzitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohekem ani Adonai Elohekem Asher otzeetiakem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihot lakem la'Elohim ani Adonai Elohekem.
Join together for reading on the bottom of page 39. We read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, climb and again we Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. We have a taste of this rejoicing now with Mi Chamocha on page 40. Offer an evening prayer in times of conflict by Jacqueline Goldfinger. Praise to you, Adonai, ruler of the universe, from the tallest mountain to the deepest valley, from my weeping heart to my clenched fist. Your greatness can hold all of my anger and despair as it can hold all of my hope and joy. Your unifying glory binds my wounds. Your divine love is a healing balm. Blessed are you who brings laughter in times of sorrow, love in times of loss, community in times of isolation, and peace in times of war. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, help me find relief in sleep and rise renewed in body and soul. In the coming days, help me act peacefully, even as I wrestle with the grief and pain, anger and sorrow within myself and in the world around me. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God of Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, thank you for guarding and guiding me this night and all nights to come, to which we say, Amen. We now rise for our Amidah, which begins on page 46. Adonai sifetai tiftach ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom, yehalelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. If I am not for myself, who will be? If I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? A great teaching from the ancient Rabbi Hillel. In that first statement and the third one, I've been seeing a lot of these days. We Jews know that we have needed to be for ourselves this month more than ever in our lifetimes. And if not now, is a statement that many groups have been wielding in their activism and protests. But what about that middle line? If I am only for myself, what am I? An easier statement to say, oh, of course, we Jews, we Reform Jews, those of us at Temple Akiba, we've been on top of that one. We have been involved in volunteering, in commitments of tzedakah, of charitable giving for our community here, our Culver City community, Southern California, and around the world, both to Jewish organizations and secular ones and interfaith ones. And this month, we've needed to step up on the being there for ourselves. And once again, we at Temple Akiba have stepped up. We immediately got involved, finding ways to support our family in Israel. We found ways to donate to the great organizations providing humanitarian aid in this time of war. We have volunteered to support where we can from afar, as well as making the extra effort to keep our home community safe in light of rising anti-Semitism. And our Torah portion this week creates an interesting charge. We are introduced to our matriarch, Rebecca. Rebecca, who will become the wife of Isaac and the second woman of our people. She's introduced for her great hospitality, Eleazar, the servant who Abraham entrusted to go find a wife for his son, arrives weary and exhausted from long travels and comes across a well at his destination. And the only one at that well who provides for Eleazar is Rebekah. All the others see a dirty stranger and pay him no heed. But Rebekah, not only does she provide for him, providing him with water, and then welcoming him into her home, she even provides for his camels. An act that is far below where her societal standard is. She is supposed to be a higher lady who does not interact with the animals. But she does what is right and takes care of the stranger who is becoming her guest. It is one of the great acts in Judaism, in our Torah, especially in Genesis, to provide for the stranger who comes your way. It was Abraham a few weeks ago who provided for the strangers who come to him. And now it is Rebekah. And even when it comes to the ancient Egyptians, we've already prayed tonight about the release from slavery that the Egyptians opposed upon the ancient Israelites. Even them are treated with kindness in our Torah, with an understanding that, yes, they did this terrible thing, but they also provided a place for Joseph's family in a time of famine. The Israelites were only in Egypt because they were welcomed in a famine and provided with food from the Egyptian nation. And that merits a redemptive force that could even overcome enslavement. That's all in there. And this is a value we wrestle with here in Southern California, in Los Angeles County, a matter of providing for the stranger who lives among us, the stranger who is passing by. It is a task that we have taken up and have been working on for a long time. And now, in this month of needing to provide for ourselves, are we still taking care of our strangers? Are we still committed to providing acts of hesed, of loving kindness, to those who we do not have ties to? Those who we do not know, but we know are in need. In our efforts to provide for us, have we remembered our other obligations? In our acts of tzedakah, have we remembered the commitments we made only weeks ago on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur? Have we been following on our New Year's resolutions to volunteer? Those people are still in need. There are new needs that we are also obligated to, and we have met the call. But let us not forget about the stranger, because our people are in need. Let us find it in our hearts and in our souls and every part of us that has committed to helping another, to do both, to provide for the people we know and want to help, and those we don't know and also want to help. We can't take from our commitments to one to recommit them to another. We have to make the space to do it all, and it's a big task. But if we're only for ourselves, what are we? As Jews, one of our great features as a people is our ability to do chesed, to acts of kindness, even when it is hard to do so, even when the world is dark and the darkness is directed at us. We still respond with light. And so may we, in the weeks ahead, fulfill our commitments, our intentions that we had at the beginning of October, just as we continue to make our commitments and direct our efforts to the current state of war in Israel. Shabbat Shalom. Continue now in personal prayer. Page 60, 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Nasim L'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lecha shalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lecha shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Taberenu lacha Amcha Yisrael. B'chadenu b'chosha b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'olam. Tasim L'olam. Tasim L'olam.
With peace in our hearts, our prayers now turn to those in need of healing. Our Mishaberach prayer will begin with the words of the prayer, and in the interlude, I will invite you to share the names of those in your life who are in need of healing. Mishaberach is on page 253.
Mekor Abraham Elaine Frank. Mi sheberak imotenu mekor habraham imotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May they all receive a refuah shlema, a complete and speedy recovery. Now offer a prayer for the state of Israel, found on page 259. Avinu Shebeshamayim, O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there, which we say, Amen. Offer a special prayer for Veterans Day, written by Rabbi Lawrence Milder. Compassionate God, sovereign of mercy, we pay tribute to those who have served our country and express our gratitude for their courage and selflessness, both those among us today and those of generations past. This nation, built by those born of this soil and those who have come here from all the corners of the earth, is on a continual journey toward its destination. May we never let down those who have served in defense of this country. May we uphold the values of freedom, of the inherent dignity of every human being, by our own right conduct, by the kindness and tolerance we show to one another. May we lead the world by example and become, in the words of Isaiah, a light to the nations. Then will the labors and sacrifices of these veterans be honored, not in words alone, but by our deeds. Amen. Amen. It is thanks to our veterans that we are able to join together as a Jewish community in our imperfect country of America. But it's due to their sacrifices that we get the great honor and privilege to build our country to be more perfect. And we can continue doing our work of supporting Israel along the way. I'd now like to invite up Sarah Fields on behalf of our Board of Trustees with some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. Beautiful job tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of the Board of Directors. Is there anyone here for the first time? I don't think so. I see a lot of familiar faces. I want to thank Mary Lou and the choir. You sounded amazing. Such a joy to hear you all, and beautiful solos as well. And thanks to Shirley Hirschberg and Carol Seidman for taking care of the candle lighting in the Kiddush. We have a few things coming up. This Sunday from 9 to 1 is the Sisterhood Hanukkah Boutique. All kinds of things for your celebration: gelt, dreidels, candles, menorahs, ritual items, jewelry, toys, and more. So get those things. You know you're going to need them in a few weeks, so get them here. They have a beautiful selection. Next Friday, the 17th, from 4 to 6:30, we'll be baking challah. So you can pre-order your dough. Come in between 4 and the start of services at 6:30 to braid the challah, and they'll be in the oven. You can pick them up after service. I haven't done this yet. I think it's a wonderful thing. Maybe I'll try to do it. So you need to RSVP, look on the temple website, and RSVP by Monday. On Sunday, November 19th, there's going to be a Solidarity with Israel event at Sinai Temple. We'll be joining Sinai Temple, the Jewish Federation, and community partners, and it's Sunday the 19th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., Wilshire and Beverly Glen. And you can register with a link that's in your weekly e-news. And a reminder that there's more information and links for all the temple programs in the weekly e-news. And if you can't find it there for any reason, just call the office when they're open, because Rebecca is always ready to help you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah, for these announcements, and thank you to our choir and Mary Lou for bringing such warmth and music to our Shabbat this evening. We begin the conclusion of our prayers with Aleinu on page 282. Please rise.
Thank you.
Aleinu l'shamer l'aton hakol, לתת גדולה ויותר בראשית, שלא שם לפניהם, עבוד עלינו, כגדול בעולם, הלא שם חלקנו כהם, בגור עלינו, יזרום העולם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, וחיו אדוני להלנה בארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. It's hard to sing of the oneness when the world is not complete. When those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were, in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one, whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life. in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. On this Shabbat, our Temple Akiba community is recalling the yard sites of those found in the Sue and Jerry Erfrig Memorial Room: Abraham Alderman, Ronald Allen, Eugenia Baker, Lillian Greenspan, Ada Handelsman, Rose Kaminis, Jerry Zelek Keller, Michael Koniak, David Pepperny, Sarah Sirota, Mark Siegel, and Florence Violin. We also recall the yard sites of Stephen Berendt, Maureen Valentini, Edith Ruth Bergman, Morris Burns, Robert Concoff, Jacob Dubin, Adrian Fagan, William Feinschreiber, Peter Flusser, Beverly Glassoff Berman, Marvin Gross, Edith Kaplan, Scott Kantorowitz, Celia Katz, Herman Krupnik, Pat McHale, Chaya Sugar, Irma Silverstein, Leslie Smith, Mortimer Stern, Saul Stern, Edward Tobin, Alfred Wilchins, and Abraham Zinman. If you are recalling someone on the Shabbat, I invite you to share their names with the community.
It is such a blessing and a privilege to say the name of my mother, who passed away on this very day, Irene Basaraba. It also is a privilege for me to mention the name of our dear friend Leslie, who is one of our guest singers tonight. Her mother also passed away on this day. Her name was Rose Sultanian. And it's such a beautiful thing to come and say the names of these passing. I feel it's a real privilege to say their names, so thank you.
Thank you.
Kayla Parham, my niece.
My friend recently lost her mother to diabetes. Recent one, Ellen Littman.
My great-grandparents, Marcella Rabo and Marcella Rose and Myra Rabo.
And it is with a heavy heart that I cannot list the full names of everyone we have lost in Israel, in Palestine, in these days, as we have passed now Shloshim, the first 30 days of October 7th. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, our Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294. 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, be'chayachon uv'yom echon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei tekudasha barichu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav hu ya'asei shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. Our choir will now conclude our evening together in song with Bayom Hahu, the words of which can be found on page 287.
We actually just did that.
Oh, whoops.
It was part of our closing prayer. So we're doing Tefillah Haderech.
Sorry about that. Tefillat Haderach it is.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept safe in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
Now bless our challah, and then we will continue with our oneg in the social hall. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.